Welcome everybody. My name is Brandon Roberts and I'm the Chief Medical Consultant for Elite Medical Center. I'm also the Vice President and co-owner of Elite. So yes, I wear many hats and I'm here today to talk about, probably guessed it already because of the title, what vitamin that 70% of all Americans are deficient in. Do you know? You'll find out today. Today, you probably guessed it from the title, but today we're going to be discussing something very important, and that is, especially in these times, very critical to your health, your happiness, the health of you, not only you, but your family, your friends, your loved ones. It plays such an important role in our immune system, and that is vitamin D. Now, vitamin D3 is something that most people don't realize, but 7 out of 10 Americans are deficient in vitamin D. You do not have enough of it in your system to really help your body accomplish a lot of the goals that it needs to be able to keep you happy, healthy, and live an active lifestyle. One of the ways that you can get vitamin D is obviously going out into the sun. But let's say 100 or 200 years ago, we used to be in the sun a lot more than we actually are today. Today, we're mostly inside. A lot of our jobs are, office jobs, or you're working in some sort of warehouse or whatever. You're inside of an enclosed space. You're not getting a lot of natural light. And so, 200 or 100 years ago, we were outside throughout the workday with no problem. We would get sun all day. And so vitamin D deficiency really wasn't a big issue, but as technology advanced, our society has evolved, we spend more of our time indoors, and this has led to some problems. Here's why vitamin D is so important to you and to your family. Okay, let's take a look inside the body. Now, vitamin D helps support immune health, but not only that, it also helps support your nervous system, your cellular activity, your signaling between cells and neurons. It helps support these things. It helps support the health of the nerves throughout the body. So yes, especially for neuropathy patients, this is something that you want to look into. This is something that can really benefit you on a long-term scale. Vitamin D actually does a lot more than that. So let me break down a few things. So let's say you're having digestive problems, or maybe you're not sleeping well. Those could be symptoms of low vitamin D. But when we say low vitamin D, let's kind of break that down for a second. See, now, vitamin D ranges whenever you go and get a blood test or a diagnostic from a facility or from our clinic at Elite Medical. There's ranges that the labs that we use, or most places use, they use anything above 30 is considered normal and healthy. Okay, but that range was created 40 or 50 years ago. Now, how much have we really known and discovered and seen that has changed during that amount of time? I mean, it's limitless. I mean, there's so many things that we know today that we didn't know 40, 50, 60 years ago. And it's incredible that a lot of these diagnostic clinics are still utilizing these same scales and ranges to kind of determine what is a normal and what is not normal range for different types of testing. And so it's just incredible. But level 30 of vitamin D is just where you're out of the danger zone from developing rickets. Now, rickets or bone deformities, so I mean, you just crossed the threshold of being out of the danger zone. Does that mean you're healthy? No. It may be for a small percentage of the population, but I mean, for the general population, most of us, 30 is not enough. Some men can't even get an erection without a vitamin D level being above 40. So it does play a very, very important role with a multitude of systems within the body. So your physiology is depending on vitamin D in a large way. So let's look at sleep. Okay, so sleep, let's say in a perfect world, we're all supposed to sleep 7 hours, right? 7 hours is a good number. It's better than 5, right? But let's say in 7 hours, you get 3 hour-and-a-half long deep REM sleep cycles. Now, what does REM stand for? Rapid eye movement. That's the type of sleep that you dream in. That's the type of sleep that your body's regenerating, replenishing itself, and that you're really getting it prepared for the next day, okay? Let's say that you're a man and you're in the military, or you're a first responder or police officer, or you have some sort of stressful job where you're on call. You might be a physician or a nurse, or work in the medical field or some way, or for some reason, you're on call, right? Security guard, whatever. So let's say that you're getting your sleep cycles interrupted. Well, for men, this could be a very, very dangerous thing if put on a very long time scale, and here's why. So during our hour and a half long sleep cycles, most of the testosterone that men need is generated towards the final few moments of each of these sleep cycles. It's not something a lot of people know. Let's say that you're an hour into an hour and a half long sleep cycle and something wakes you up. And when I say wake up, I mean you're asleep, you're dreaming, and then you realize you're awake only in your mind for a moment, and boom, you're right back into that deep sleep. And even though you only had 30 minutes left to complete, you're not going to get the full amount of testosterone generated you normally would if you would have completed the entire cycle. Now, let's say this happens 2 or 3 times a night, maybe 4 or 5 times in one evening, and this is happening on a regular basis. What's going to happen to that male's testosterone levels? They're going to decrease, and pretty soon it's going to start causing other health issues, other health problems. He's going to be experiencing symptoms that are going to range from anywhere from chronic fatigue to depression, anxiety, stress. Just basically not feeling good. One of the things that can cause that is a vitamin D deficiency. We see it all the time within our clinic, that people will come into the office complaining of possible HRT symptoms, and once we run a diagnostic, we get it back and we see that, but we also look at the vitamin D levels. So they may have low testosterone, but when we look at their vitamin D and we see that it's in the tank, it's at like 12 or 15, which is extremely low, and is very dangerous if left at that level for long periods of time. We understand that they might not have just a hormone problem, right? So if we resolve the vitamin D deficiency, a lot of times, not all the time, but it does happen to where once that deficiency from vitamin D is resolved and they have adequate levels, somewhere between 70 and 110 for men. For women, it's between 60 and 80. Now, once they get back into that range, all of a sudden things start working again. They start performing the normal bodily functions, and things start leveling out, and lo and behold, before you know it, a couple months has gone by, and bam, the man has within normal ranges of testosterone again. So the importance of vitamin D cannot be understated by any means. Vitamin D also helps in regulating insulin levels, and this is very important for diabetes management. I mean, it's one of those things that you really should get checked, and it could help you out in a number of ways. At Elite Medical Center, what we do is we perform a very comprehensive diagnostic. And if you come in and you get a blood test at our clinic, it will probably be the most comprehensive diagnostic that you have ever had your whole life. Here's why. Because we look at everything from your triglycerides, your glucose levels, your A1C, your cholesterol, HDL, LDL, your testosterone levels, T1, 2, 3, 4, your estrogen, 1, 2, 3, your progesterone. We look at your liver enzymes, your ALT, SLT. We look at everything, your prostate. We really try to check out everything. White blood cells, red blood cells, plasma. We run all of your essential vitamins, minerals, aminos, and heavy metals. We check everything. Now, it's very, very rare for a clinic to run that type of deep diagnostic, but the reason we do it is because we want to have a very clear overall picture of what's going on inside of your physiology. That allows us to be able to come with the protocols that we already have in place and the experience from our medical director, Dr. Moshe Dekel, and our consultation doctor, Dr. Atul Gupta. Them in coordination with our nurse practitioners, Corey Peoples, we have all of these roadmaps already set in place where we can see, okay, you're deficient in this, and this, this might be the problem. And it just allows us to be able to put together a very personalized treatment plan no matter what you come into our office for. If you're coming in there for sleep problems or digestive issues, or maybe you have neuropathy, chronic pain issues, you have nerve issues, your nervous system health isn't very good. Whatever it is that is wrong. Maybe you're just depressed, you're not feeling good, you have chronic fatigue. There's a number of cases, diabetes management. The list could just go on and on. Whatever it is that is ailing you, most of the time we have a way to be able to build a pathway forward for you. And it's holistic, meaning we're not going to put you on a whole bunch of harsh medications that are just going to really act as a band-aid to cover up the root cause of the issue. And that's something that we really try to help to treat, and not just treat, but to heal. That's what we do. We are a total body health and wellness clinic, and we are very proud to be able to offer some of the most state-of-the-art technology and advanced protocols to come to Savannah, the greater Savannah Puller area, ever, we believe. And we're trying to revolutionize the way that most clinics deal with not only their patients, but how they go about practicing medicine and trying to approach and resolve the issues, the health problems that most of our patients have. And we do that by, like I said, starting with this extreme diagnostic testing, and that just gives us so much information. And with the experience of all of our medical staff and all of the other people that we bring in, sometimes that may have a little more expertise in certain fields, it's something that we are so happy to be able to offer the people in our community.